Welcome again to the front yard. This is the first in a series of tutorial videos where I hope to give you guys some tips on how to write your essay. So for today and for all of the other days, I'm going to use the essay guide.rtf, the document that I've shared with you guys more than once as a guide. That's what you're going to be using in order to write your essays. Okay. I don't mind minor variances, but there's certain things that are required. Okay. First and foremost, I want to say about writing essays is there's lots of bad habits that people develop along the way of writing. If there's changes to the way that you're being taught things, that's just the way it is, right? Also, you know, again, please try and follow the process. You know, resisting it isn't, in your benefit. I know that's not an accusation or anything. It's just I know that people can be resistant to certain elements of this, and this is literally something that I've been doing at a high level since I was your age. So trust me and go from there. Okay. So the first bit that we're going to do today is with regards to introductions. Okay. So basically I've set the introduction up in there sentence by sentence, right? So basically in order of importance, you're going from the first sentence to the last sentence of the introduction. It goes from general to specific. Okay, so that's the sort of order of importance, right? You start off generally, right? Please do not start with an inspirational quote or something like that. It's often called an epigraph. I think they're useless. I think they're cheesy. If you've been told to do it before, it's really super schmaltzy and they hate it in university. So I don't want you to do it at all. Okay, so let's start there. Okay, some people talk about a hook. Hooks are for different forms of writing. You don't always need one that's like, have you ever thought about insert something cool? No, right? Because it's formal, right? You're just going to start off by introducing your topic very generally, right? Your second sentence builds on that. Third sentence is where you address the controversy or what the issue is overall. Your fourth sentence is going to be your thesis. Your fifth sentence is going to be your directional statement. Okay, so what is a thesis? What is a directional statement? Okay, you guys should have already handed me or been conferencing with me with regards to your working thesis. Your thesis is one definitive statement whereby you talk about your opinion. Again, it must be arguable, number one, right? So again, you must ask yourself, is it possible for someone to disagree with me on this subject? Number two, it must be clear. You can't have 15 caveats where you're like, based on this, based on this, based on this, right? It's got to be clear, to the point, as well as arguable, okay? It doesn't include your arguments. Okay, your arguments, that list thing, maybe you learned about that in grade 9 and 10. That's training wheels for essays. You don't have a thesis with your arguments in it. Okay, in university and increasingly through high school, you have to develop sophistication in your writing. I don't want a thesis that has all three of your arguments listed in the thesis. That's the next sentence. That's the directional statement. Okay, you've got to say what you're saying, what you're proving, before you can say how you're going to prove it. The arguments are how you're going to prove it, and that is the final sentence, the directional statement, right? So your point is, your thesis is blah blah blah, right? This is what I'm proving. Your directional statement is, this is evident in the following three categories, that sort of thing, right? Still three arguments, 3 points, 3 proofs, 3 analyses per, right? But it's nothing, your thesis itself does not include the arguments. That is the next sentence. That is the sentence afterwards, which tells the audience, in this case me, the criteria by which you're going to qualify your opinion, your thesis, right? And remembering always as well that this is formal tone, right? So no personal pronouns, anything like that. Okay, so outline, like I said, I want for Friday, right? That's your thesis, directional statement, plus your points and proofs for all your for all your essay outlined, so I can take a look at it, right? Also, keep in mind you guys are supposed to be getting back to me with a time that you're available to conference with me. I'll leave that up to you, right? To manage your time as to when you want to do that, right? I've given you a block of time after school as well, for those of you, you know, who want to meet more after school. Okay. All right, that's it.